the worst of the best, but you gotta respect my honesty. And I might break your heart, but I don't really think there's anybody as vile as me. So you can take this chance in the end, everybody gonna be wondering how you feel. You might say this is ludicrous, but tie your cruise now. Listen to me, baby. Before I love and leave ya, they call me heartbreaker. I don't wanna deceive ya. If you fall for me, I'm not easy to please. I might tear you apart. Told you from the start. I'm only gonna break your heart. 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 There's no point trying to hide it. No point trying to evade it. I know I got a problem with misbehaving. If you fall for me, I'm not easy to please. I might tear you apart. Told you from the start. I'm only gonna break your heart. 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 I'm only gonna break your heart and shatter and splatter it all into little bitty pieces. Whether or not you get it all together, then it's fine. As deep as a nose as weakness. See, I'm not trying to lead you on. No, I'm only trying to keep it real. You might say this is ludicrous, but I am true till how you feel. Ain't no comment's gonna get me back for being so cold. Making me bad rules, I'm born to be bad and bad to the bone. If you fall for me, I'm only gonna tear you apart. Told you from the start. I'm only gonna break your heart. I'm only gonna break your heart. I'm only gonna break your heart. I'm only gonna break your heart.
Had quite an interesting evening, if I do say so myself. I got off of work, rode my bike from my job to the bar, locked up my bike, had a beer, unlocked my bike. These two half-drunk chicks come out, right? And one of them's like, "That bike is so cool, I see you riding it around town all the time. Can I ride that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, you know." It's not the first time I've had chicks checking out my bike. So I let the first chick take the bike for a spin around the parking lot. And she's like, "Oh, this is so smooth," going on and on about it, you know. And then she goes up to her friend, she goes, you gotta try riding this. And I held the bike while she got up on it, and she rode it around the parking lot just like her friend did. Right before she gets off the bike, this other chick is like, "I'm too short for this bike, it's rubbing against my clit." And then she gets off the bike. And I rode away like, "Oh, dude, I haven't had sex in almost a fucking year. And some cute-ass chicks are wanting to ride my bike and shit. And one of them's talking about how the bike seat's rubbing against her clit because she's too fucking short to ride it." I'm just like, oh, dude.
It's a Gavin Kit Kat. His name is Gavin. It's a boy. He's a boy. He's Gavin Kit Kat. Gavin Kit Kat. It's a boy. It's a boy. Gavin Kit Kat. It's a boy. It's a Gavin Kit Kat. It's a Gavin Kit Kat. It's a boy. It's a boy. Gavin Kit Kat. It's a boy. He's a good boy. It's a boy. Gavin Kit Kat. It's a cat. Waffles.
Guys, if you like what you see... You cannot bring that on somebody. You ever ejaculate while your sleep paralysis demon is present? That's some fucked up shit. Yeah,
You stupid motherfucker. You know what bukkake is?
No, he doesn't.
Can you control yourself for 2 fucking seconds?
Oh, fuck. I just shit myself.
What he said.
Bukkake butter.
Favor. Yeah.
Bukkake ice cream.
That's what I
Bukkake
switch
butter,
in through.
the jelly.
Well, that's what we come in with, is me just giggling about bukkake ice cream.
Welcome to the show, folks.
How's everybody doing today? So we actually have someone we hadn't had in a long time. Come on, Landon. How you doing?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone and latitude, from your friendly secular astronomer, and also happy solstice.
Gave us an emo. I like it.
Yeah. Can't tell if Billy's frozen or not, or he's just really happy.
I'm pretty sure he's frozen. His internet just took a shit. And there's Billy, folks. Give him a round of applause. He gave us a real awesome effort here on the show tonight.
Excellent. So as I say, we got for the northern hemisphere, we had the summer solstice, and for the southern hemisphere, we had the winter solstice. Like, for example, where I am up north, it actually is, I'm close enough to the Arctic Circle that twilight never ended. The sun set, but what you saw was the glow that was sort of to the northwest, essentially travel to the north and then to the northeast, where then dawn occurred. So we had a never-ending twilight.
That'd be cool to see. And I'm not visiting the bosses, and just just Anna's boobs are the guest and tattoos right now. Because Billy, as soon as I do it, Billy's just gonna pop in again. So,
Right.
So yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, it's a boy. Why is it fucking up? Oh, here we go.
Understand from what
Okay, hold on. Because now
Our guest is
DLC.
waving.
It's a Gavin Kit Kat.
Yes, yes.
His name is Gavin.
All right, let's try that again. There we go.
It's a Gavin Kit Kat. His name is Gavin. It's a boy.
Doesn't that hurt to do
He's
that
a
to your
boy.
neck?
His Gavin Kit Kat.
It does.
Gavin Kit Kat. It's a boy. It's a boy. Gavin Kit Kat. It's a boy. It's a Gavin Kit Kat. It's a Gavin Kit Kat. It's a boy. It's a boy. Gavin Kit Kat. It's a boy. He's a good boy. It's a boy. Gavin Kit Kat. It's a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, waffles.
understand.
So if you don't, Landon's probably looking at us like, what?
Hey?
What in the world did I just watch?
Would you believe that is an excellent impression of the way another YouTuber, or excuse me, former YouTuber, used to act on this platform, and
No,
thought he
it's
was going to get
not
paid from that?
That's not bad.
Pretty
Wow.
damn spot on impression drag, I must say. Second to only maybe a Shani Fibro outbreak, a certain video I've seen you do. Maybe second to that. That's about it.
Trying to slightly
There's-
fist the bosses.
It's missing. No, it's missing part of my face.
Yeah, I don't want to visit it. I don't know if he's coming back in or not. So, because I know as soon as he does. All right, whatever. So we do got some bad science that we're gonna go over today. But also we're going to be going over some of our crazy little scowls that we have, and we only got one news today, which is weird. I'm not used to like the news not being like on.
It's
fire.
pretty slow.
It is.
Well, there's various sciencey news that we can also talk about.
I did the first one of the stories. I don't know if you got that one or not, but one of the stories was actually about a politician who had a possible answer to climate change. I don't know if you grabbed that one or not.
Yeah, I
or
did.
if this is different. Okay, sweet.
Oh, is this the modifying the moon's orbit? Dude?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh.
See, I knew he was coming in. This jackass.
And from
I-
what's been tested,
Welcome back,
It's not my
Forest
fault.
Service,
These jobs suck. Then I have no other option here in
want very much to
Florida.
work on
What
the
is it
issue of
called?
climate
Mediacom?
change. I was,
Here,
I've
what-
never even heard of that one.
Sounds
You
like a pyramid scheme. The fuck?
Yeah. It's like an MLM that some like person I went to high school with tried to sell me. Like,
On the bright side, I broke my record in that dinosaur game on Google.
nice.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah. All right.
Understand from what's been testified to the Forest Service and the BLM, you want very much to work on the issue of climate change. I was informed by the immediate past director of NASA that they have found that the moon's orbit is changing slightly, and so is the Earth's orbit around the sun. We know there's been significant solar flare activity. And so is there anything that the National Forest Service or BLM can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, that would
Is he
have
asking
profound-
BLM to change the Earth's orbit?
Wow. That's some police powers.
How would Black Lives Matter do that?
Shut the fuck up, Billy.
No, this is what he's saying, right? I missed the beginning.
Bureau of Land Management.
Oh, okay, that makes way more sense.
You don't
I was
remember
about
whenever
to say, like, I haven't
whenever
drank that
G-Man
much
said
weed.
he was gonna call BLM on us, and and the number that came up was the Bureau of Land Management?
I
don't remember
completely
that.
forgot about that. I thought
Yeah.
a senator was asking Black Lives Matter to change the Earth.
I did too.
But nevertheless, he
I
is
mean-
asking if we can do that. That is exactly what he's asking. Maybe not
Just
to
a
the
slightly less stupid organization to ask.
So if I were to respond to the person charitably, I would first of all point out that the sun has actually went through a solar minimum, so we actually have a relatively quiet sun as far as sunspots go. The other business is that the actual sunspot level does not have that much of an effect on the total sun's output, and so solar flares, in fact, come from sunspots, and sunspots are actually colder spots on the surface of the sun. So you talk about energy outflow; they represent essentially the magnetic field getting into a knot and then breaking and injecting material. So you'll get auroras, but you don't necessarily, the amount of energy that it deposits on the Earth with when auroras hit is usually quite small compared with the overall solar activity. In terms of the sun's orbit, the Earth's orbit, or let's say the moon's orbit around the Earth, the moon is moving away from the Earth. In fact, I've personally measured that process. Used 60 kilowatt laser on the LIC 3 meter telescope to bounce laser beam off of the Apollo 12 and the Apollo 14 and Apollo 17 astronauts left mirrors on the surface of the moon, and so where they landed, you can then point the telescope, send the laser beam out, it'll bounce off the mirror and come back. It takes roughly about two and a half seconds round trip, and if you accurately time the pulse when it comes back, you can with various means get the distance to the moon. We've get it down to actually around a millimeter now. And so it turns out the moon is moving away from the Earth. We've measured that. It's moving away about the speed of which your fingernail grows. So that's sort of the means by which currently the moon is moving away from the Earth. It has to do with tidal friction and so forth. so the moon is causing Earth's daily spin to slow down ever so slightly, and the Earth is sort of dragging the moon around it, and it conserving momentum. The moon is slowly moving out. It used moon. If our model of how the Earth-Moon system formed is reasonably correct, the moon actually formed quite close to the Earth, about 4 times closer to the Earth than it is now. And so the moon actually used to be, fairly reasonably big in the sky, and actually its gravitational tug on that sort of early Earth was enough to actually cause volcanic eruptions to occur when it was actually much closer. The Earth had been the model is that the Earth got hit by a large object, an object that was maybe a quarter to a fifth of the Earth's size, and the collision destroyed the early Earth, vaporized it, and that bullet that actually passed through the Earth, but did not have enough speed to obtain escape velocity, and so it was captured. And so much of the moon's core was the original sort of mantle bullet that hit the Earth. And probably at that time there was a ring that formed around the Earth, so the Earth kind of looked like a mini Saturn, but that ring coalesced into the moon, and then through tidal action that moon slowly moving away. Moving the moon away from the Earth isn't going to really affect Earth's climate that much. Earth's orbit around the sun, I would say, is also a slight ellipse. In fact, it varies about 1%. But in the time when it's our winter in the northern hemisphere, the Earth is actually closer. So if you talk about increasing the temperature by moving when the Earth moves closer to the sun, it's really about the angle that light comes in and strikes the Earth. So his thing about, could we change the orbits? Well, yes, you could, if you somehow had huge amounts of energy, you could shift that. But I'll also say that moving the moon in that thing, or moving the Earth in that thing, would cause not only very significant earthquakes. It would probably, if you were to shift the Earth that much, I think having some amount of that amount of energy would cause essentially extinction level earthquakes. Would probably also melt the crust due to the friction stuff that would cause, which would probably be a lot worse than simply reducing the amount of sunlight that Earth receives from the sun. So it's probably a bad idea, even if it was possible.
Well, I mean, Louis Gohmert's never been known for energy, so I don't see this happening. I'm just going to put it out there.
You know this guy's name?
Happy Father's Day to all the dads.
Thank you, Reaper's Lair. And yes, happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank God I'm not one of those.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking to
Happy
you,
solstice,
Billy.
same time.
I have a dog.
Effect on our climate.
I would have to follow up with you on that one, Mr. Gohmert.
Yeah. Well, if you figure out a way that you in the Forest Service can make that change, I'd like to know.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
This dude's getting paid.
I mean, you got to give him A for effort. I mean, he was trying to figure out a way to address the problem, but the problem really is more a matter that the Earth's atmosphere getting more energetic. We receive same amount of sunlight from the sun as we did a century ago. The problem is that we're not losing the heat as effectively, right? The buildup of for example, carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is causing more of the heat from the sun to be retained into the atmosphere. And when you get a more energetic atmosphere, then you get warmer summers on average, colder winters on average, more energetic hurricanes, more severe droughts, more severe monsoons. I mean, but the atmosphere becomes much more extreme. And so it's not simply, I think it's the notion of global warming, that term is really a poor term. we are climate forcing. We're forcing the climate into a more energetic
I just want to hear again.
mode.
Sorry about that.
So how did Obama cause this?
You know full well,
How
Billy.
did Obama cause this, and what does it have to do with Jewish space lasers?
Why do you think we created Space Force?
That now you're getting sort of beyond my ability to stretch reality. some lunacy stuff.
One can only think so abstractly.
Thank you, AR-15.
But that's really, and so I don't like the term global warming. I prefer climate forcing or a more energetic atmosphere, because you will see, for example, in Antarctica, where they're having their solstice is winter, they're having a colder winter on average, and then there, as well as we're having a warmer winter. And again, insane energies. We had one of the world records for dew point, where Death Valley was close to 50 Celsius. So that's around 120 something or other for those that are metrically challenged. And it rained. So it was, imagine it's near 130 Fahrenheit, near 50 Celsius, and it rains. That is misery. That's insanity of it. I mean, when I saw that on, because it's oftentimes when it gets to be warm, Death Valley held the record for the highest temperature in the shade ever recorded, and it's gotten up that level recently. It hasn't broken that 1913 record, but it's gotten into the 50 Celsius into 130 Fahrenheit range several times in the last several years. And so whenever it's warm, I go and monitor it. But this time it's monitoring the thing at Furnace Creek, and I noticed thing it said rain. I said, what? And so I went and looked at the camera, and yep, there were drops of rain. So you can imagine, one of the hottest places on Earth, and it actually rained. The dew point was just insanely high, and that's just an enormously energetic atmosphere phenomenon in that area. But this is again the problem that this climate is we're getting into. We're forcing climate into a more energetic state, and we're getting more wacky stuff like that. But moving the Earth around the sun and moving the moon around is probably a really bad idea, given the amount of earthquakes and other bad things that would result from that. Even if BLM had the budget to do so, it's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cons outweigh the possible pros, I'd say.
Oh my God, poor Billy.
Had interesting.
Can you say smallness?
Yeah, it's going to read it.
Can we just blame climate change on the less successful planets in our solar system? If their atmospheres weren't so poor, they could host some life.
Yes,
I love it.
And there's an answer.
Let's take Mars, for example. I mean, the problem, Mars is a big problem that it doesn't have much of an atmosphere, and it doesn't have enough atmosphere because it is really light. It's a very it's a rocky planet. Its mass is actually quite low, and so if you look at, for example, the mass compared to the Earth, Mars is only about 1/10 the mass of the Earth. The reason why it doesn't have much of an atmosphere is because it doesn't have gravity to hold on to it. And even though Mars is somewhat colder than Earth, gases like oxygen, O2, at even Mars temperatures achieve escape velocity. And so Mars, even if you could somehow dump a bunch of oxygen on the surface of Mars to temporarily create an atmosphere, that oxygen would just leak away, just like hydrogen balloons float up in the Earth's atmosphere, it would leak away. The reason why Mars doesn't have much atmosphere is because it doesn't have the mass to hold on to it, and so its atmosphere is rather thin. It's about the surface pressure is about 0.006 atmospheres, right? That is 6/1000th of Earth's atmosphere. It's extremely thin. And the reason why it's extremely thin is that even when the average temperature is like about minus 60 Celsius, that's right, about minus 80 Fahrenheit, cold, gases achieve escape velocity and launch themselves into space at those temperatures. So in order for you to build an atmosphere on Mars, you'd have to add a lot of mass to Mars. I don't know where you're going to get that mass. Let's
Let's send Shanny.
Yes, unless there's like some
out PA.
some hot air mass that you can add to it from some source.
I don't know. She might be too massive. She might cause some problems.
I'm willing to risk it.
Well, I hear there's a possibility she may be losing her feet soon, so you can go ahead and subtract that from the equation.
At least a few toes.
Billy, are you
Strip
on,
away like her teeth.
hey Billy, are you on the market to buy those as well as Vaughn's?
No.
Curious.
So Mars' atmosphere, that 6 to 1,000th of Earth's atmosphere pressure, is about 96% carbon dioxide. So it's actually the gases that are there aren't very, very useful. And the ones that things like for example oxygen and so forth have escaped. Even nitrogen is only about 1.9% of that very, very thin matter. So Mars is just a really anemic, light, rocky planet. If how the solar system formed model is reasonably correct, part of what happened to Mars is Jupiter ripped off a lot of mass. Right, the big heavyweight out there was pulling in material. That's why the asteroid belt wasn't able to form a planet of a reasonable size. So you just have dwarf planets like Ceres in the asteroid belt. So Mars doesn't have an atmosphere by design. Now Venus, on the other hand, is a hellhole. It's got a runaway greenhouse effect where the highest surface temperatures are found on Venus, and it's got so the surface of Venus has enormous pressure. I mean, it's like 100 times Earth's atmosphere, and it's high temperatures and carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid and all kinds of nasty stuff. So Venus is pretty much out, and Mercury is just has not much of a has trace atmosphere and just being a metallic ball. So Earth is about the only thing you got for a reasonable atmosphere planet that's relatively nice.
Yeah.
See, guys, we can do highbrow content. We just choose not to.
TIE Fighter just says Landon trying to keep this scientific with the Three Stooges here.
It's a thing, but as I say, that's kind of the explanation of stuff.
Yeah.
Right, so you don't just have to listen to us just piss around about it. You actually get to hear what the fuck is actually happening too. I kind of like that.
From somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about, see?
Right.
See? We do have some. Go ahead.
At some point, let me know. I will tell you my story about my view of cosmology when I was 20 months old and my interactions with the notion of flat Earth. So,
all right, we do got a couple of crazy people.
Show.
So we do got a couple crazy people. I'm gonna shorten it down because we also got some bad science. So, but this one I did want to kind of cover because Vaughn is pissy. God damn it! Why is it doing this today? So,
scenario. Exactly. Something like that. What if Professor X and Magneto had swapped roles? Right. Some along those lines.
Hey, it's Bizarro.
What did I do last Father's Day? I was by myself last Father's Day. And the Father's Day before that. And the Father's Day before that. I have not celebrated my children's birthday in 3 years. I have not celebrated a Father's Day
they have
with
a
my
singular
children
birthday?
in 3 years. Because CPS keeps taking my fucking kids and keeping them for half a
I don't think
year,
this guy
a
knows
year,
their
year
birthdays.
and a half, 2 years, 3 years now. Now there's been little breaks in between there. I'll give you that. A few weeks in between. But here comes CPS
breaks.
with another fucking stupid ass excuse to take my children away. Now, are my children being abused? Are they being mistreated? Are they being beaten or locked in a cellar or burned with cigarettes or
They actually were locked in a
where-
room. That much is true. We know that. That's where the infamous photos came from.
Yeah,
Locked in a room with no stimulation, no food, nothing.
They're almost a bloody pulp. No, actually, my kids love their daddy. Well, they did. They don't anymore. Because CPS doesn't bother them when they're out in Williamsburg. Wow, isn't that amazing? See, when they're here home with their daddy,
baths
CPS
and meals. So, that's pretty good too.
Goes to the schools. They go to Burning Springs or they go to Oneida School and they yank the kids out of the class and ask them a bunch of stupid ass questions. And so then when the kids go back to
Like,
school,
how long have you had lice?
Or how long have you had this lice treatment in your hair?
How long have you had scabies?
Yeah. It's damn pesky questions.
Back into the
Are you
classroom,
looking for a way out?
They don't know what the teacher said. So Friday, when it comes to take a test, they can't pass the test. They flunk the test because they don't know what the fuck the teacher said in class. Because CPS yanked them out of class to ask them a bunch of stupid ass questions. Isn't that interesting? But see, they're not harassed by CPS when they're in Williamsburg. They're not harassed by CPS. So guess what? They're
from what I understand, they were pulled out of class because, and this is, I've heard several accounts, is that they smelt really bad. So Vaughn, to prevent that, baths is pretty good, I would say.
Showers also an alternative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even a good old hose down.
Maybe, yeah, just a hose.
It's probably the fault of the bacteria that was on their skin. That was essentially.
That's true.
It's the bacteria poop that was part of their skin, of the dirt and oils on their skin. And it was bacteria's fault, right? If they didn't have bacteria wasn't pooping on their skin, then they'd have clean skin and they'd smell nice. So
he needs to find the number for like lice CPS because they need to go down. What are these lice doing while they're pooping on his kids? Why aren't they taking care of their own kids? Right? Come on, folks.
And when you're in an environment that's relatively sterile, your skin does not build up that bacterial level. So when you go down, for example, in the Antarctic plateau, high in the plateau area, where it is very sterile, there isn't much in the way of there isn't really much biological material around there, and so you can go a lot longer without a bath, and being at -40, -60, it's kind of tough to have a bath anyway. But when you're in a sterile environment, then you don't smell as much. You don't develop the smell as much, even if you don't bathe often.
There you go, Vaughn. Just live in the Antarctic.
It's sterile and not a lot of living things. Okay, move to the Antarctic. Gotcha.
There you go.
They're getting straight A's again. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a coincidence? They're getting straight A's.
Yeah, they're in a structured home
and of course,
where they're not
they've got
being
children to play with.
abused, and they do better in school. Fucking shock of the century, huh?
Folks to play with, toys to play with. They got a TV in their bedroom. And the only chore they have is to make their bed. But hell, who wouldn't like a scenario like that if you're a kid? Hell, if I was a kid, I would like a scenario like that. I mean, come on, let's be honest, right? If you were a kid, you wouldn't like a scenario like that? Of course you would. You would love that. You'd eat that shit up. You'd be like, fuck, man, that's great, right? Right?
Yeah, if you're the alternative.
Well, folks, can you say homeless?
Sarah McLachlan originally thought the commercial was going to be about Vaughn's kids' situation.
Oh.
Originally.
But yeah, I mean, if you're a kid, you're gonna love a scenario like that. That'd be like a 5-star hotel to me and you, right? Right? Fuck yeah.
No, that's just.
I think that kids could tell the difference between a 5-star hotel and a J-random house. I suspect.
Right. Yeah.
It's kids. That's how bad the standard is.
Group home, 5-star hotel. Who the fuck can really tell the difference?
Well, if you're comparing a group home to Vaughn's house, it's basically a 5-star hotel.
Vaughn has grown the tits for the Antarctic now.
It'd be like a 5-star hotel to us. I mean, think about it, man. They ain't got to pay for the hotel either, right? They ain't got to pay a dime, right?
Are you trying to give your kids a tab?
Are you charging your kids rent? Like, what? You don't even pay rent. What the fuck?
Oh, my God.
Why do boomers hate TVs in the bedroom? Because we're not really
damn
used to it.
frost.
Anyway, but yeah, the thing of it is, when you approach the children, and and the children have been away from their daddy for upwards of 2 to 3 years, what does that do? What was the purpose? What's the purpose of keeping kids away from their parents for years on end? Oh, the kids get accustomed to being elsewhere, don't they? Yeah. Isn't that the whole damn point of doing that, is to keep them, to get them accustomed to being somewhere else away from their daddy? Yeah, that's the whole point of it. That's why they keep them away for years on end. That's the whole point.
So wait a minute. He had the nerve to make this video on Father's Day.
Someone triggered him and said Happy Father's Day, and it just set him off.
I'm pretty sure whenever you say Happy Father's Day, it's implied that doesn't count towards Rev, G-Man, or Vaughn. Like, it's just implicit, right?
Yeah. He just...
I have a feeling Wilson did this.
I do too.
I kind of hope so.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And he's not sorry about it.
And so now the kids are like, well, hell, we're not harassed by CPS when we're in Williamsburg. We got kids to play with. We got toys to play with. We got animals to play with. We got a TV in our bedroom, and the only chore we got is to make our beds, and we ain't got to pay a dime for any of it. Who wouldn't like that scenario?
This dude can't get any respect, man. We mocked him on his birthday, which is probably against the law, and then now people are mocking his parenting on Father's Day. Just can't catch a break, can you, Vaughn?
Who wouldn't like that scenario? Especially the part about CPS harassing the fuck out of them, right? Right? Yeah. See, they can go to school in Williamsburg and not be harassed by CPS. CPS isn't going to the school and yanking them out of the class every 5 fucking minutes. Not only that, but Clay County CPS can't go to Williamsburg and harass them anyway because it's out of their jurisdiction. Because they're in Clay County and Williamsburg is in a different county. Williamsburg's way out in western Kentucky anyway. All right, so they don't get bothered. They get left alone to be kids. See, they're not.
Oh my god.
I think they got left alone with you too.
Yeah.
Like forcefully left alone.
Yeah, meaning you barricaded that door.
It's true. Pretty awful.
Well, he should be grateful that the URL to give him that cash went by things. So you have given him an ability to gain some cash. Should someone feel he is deserving of cash?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No one do that.
Just pointing out, you did him a favor. You're not
Don't
merely
do
mocking
that,
him. You're giving him an opportunity.
There you go.
I did that after their road trip with Rev and Shanny, and they were doing a drag out in the middle of the Forever home, and I just said, "Ha, your life sucks," and he read it on stream.
Oh,
Best $3 ever.
Being left alone to be children when they're here with their daddy. They're harassed constantly by CPS. See, the fucking trolls and haters here on YouTube don't realize what they've done. They don't realize what they've done. I'm curious to know if any of the haters knew that CPS was going to these schools and harassing my children on a daily basis. I wonder if the trolls and haters knew that. I bet they didn't.
Well, if you'd
And like I
made
said,
them on
they
a daily basis, then that wouldn't have happened.
At least periodic, right? It's common to have when the sun rises and you wake up that you do that. Although be careful, because if you were down in Antarctica where you have 24-hour sun, your day at the South Pole lasts for 6 months. So you might want to bathe several times a day when you're down there.
Ooh. You lied about them having bugs. It's a total lie. But here comes CPS with the cops, right? Any excuse they can to, by the fucking gods, take them goddamn kids away from that evil Von Helton guy, right? And so now the kids are like, hey, we're not being harassed by CPS.
His hands have been dirty for about a week now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
same spot.
I mean, if dude wouldn't bathe his kids, I mean, what are the chances he's bathing himself?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Or washing his hands.
Judging by that hair, just no.
Oh, you don't like the natural grease he's got in his hair? He just slicks it back. No product needed.
I mean, at least we know he doesn't have lice.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Clean hair.
Allegedly.
All this stuff to do. Why come home? Why even bother coming home? Isn't that amazing?
That's a good question.
Isn't that amazing? Keep somebody's kids for 2 fucking years. 3 years now. Oops, sorry. They're not going to want to come home, are they? No.
He has a fucked up like idea of
Especially
how
when they're not being
time
harassed by
works.
CPS
Like
every-
he
Yeah.
thought that video was 10 to 15 years old of those pictures, and now he's saying that his kids have been gone for 2 or 3 years when they haven't even been gone a full year this time.
But yeah.
Fucking day of every goddamn week, right? Yeah. But it couldn't be by design. Oh no, because it's all because that Von Helton is just so evil. Well, now wait a minute. Kids are already in foster care. So what's your excuse now, dumb fucks? What's the excuse now? Oh, there isn't any. Yeah, fucking bitch comes right in. She comes in with a brand new fucking case plan, hands it to me, and says, "Yeah, we're gonna keep your fucking kids another 6 months, Von. We're gonna keep your kids another 6 months, Von." Why? Because the kids are in danger? Are the kids gonna die? Are the kids being harassed or anything? No, they're already in foster care, bitch. What's your excuse now? Oh, because we fucking can, and because we fucking will. The last thing you ever want to do to a child is call CPS. That's the last thing you ever want to do to any child. And speaking of Brett Keane has a lot to say about this. You know,
Oh, speaking of Brett Keane.
Speaking of,
What does he have to do with this thing?
Apparently,
Right.
apparently Brett
speaking
Keane.
of Brett Keane?
Apparently, Brett Keane was in a foster care or something like that. So it was just kind of like, okay, he had
That
a bad
was a terrible
experience.
segue.
Yeah. Well, okay, he had a bad experience. Doesn't mean every foster care person is a horrible people.
No, not all of them. Some of them do it for the right reasons.
Grew up in foster care, and he's got a lot to say about it. And you ain't gonna like anything he says, I guarantee.
No one
I guarantee
does.
you won't like anything he says. It's hell. It's literal hell.
No,
Imagine
anytime he
these-
opens his mouth, honestly.
Again!
That's
Again.
good dirt to last that long on Von's hands.
Well, maybe he's been adding to it on a periodic basis, right? He might be like out in the garden, making, working with plants or so forth. You never know.
He's trying to grow moss.
Attempting to wipe. We don't know what's on his hands.
stripped away from your brothers and sisters, your mother and your father. You're carted off way out there in bumfucked Egypt somewhere. You never see your brothers and sisters ever again. You never see your mother and father ever again.
I doubt that Child Protective Services sends kids to Egypt. I'm just
No, they
speculating.
send them all. They send them to Egypt, all of them.
Even BF Egypt, right? You know,
BF,
BF,
yeah, BF Egypt.
I doubt.
That's right.
I doubt
it's
that.
the suburb of Cairo.
And a lot
They stay in a
of
nice little cul-de-sac down there.
Yeah.
and a lot of like people that try to do foster, they try to foster like with brothers and sisters. They try not to like separate them, and if it has to, they take steps to make sure that they can stay in contact. So, and it's usually sometimes it's actually up to the parents' discretion too.
So much better, right, trolls and haters? Yeah, that's just so much better. Those kids are just so much better now. Of course, at least now my kids aren't crying to want to come home. So I guess there's that.
Again!
Bathing is a ploy to dilute Von's life essence.
That's gross. Thank you, Puff.
I mean, that life essence is draining like a son of a bitch. You hear me? Like, this guy's in his, what, 50s?
Again! Again!
60s, was it?
Why assume that brown stuff on his hand is dirt?
Right.
It's
See,
true.
you're with
Could be
me.
like a skin, like a skin lesion or stage or something like that.
Yeah.
Might be poo.
Could be a birthmark.
Just so much better. Those kids are just so much better now. Of course, at least now my kids aren't crying to want to come home. So I guess there's that, right, guys? They're not crying wanting to come home now. Well, Dad,
Well, how
my
many
friends are.
times is he going to say this?
He thinks he's really nailing this out of the park too. By the way,
He's like, I got the
Well, at
haters.
least you're giving him a platform so that he's get his word out, whatever that word happens to be.
It never turns out really well in his favor.
unfortunately, we've giving him this platform quite frequently, so everyone knows how full of shit everything coming out of his mouth is right now. That's the unfortunate part.
This is my first exposure to this.
I do apologize.
I'm so sorry. That
I'm up on Helton.
This is one of the better ones, at least.
He thinks the Earth is flat, and then that we're space lasering California, but with copper wires.
Oh.
Yup.
and the Earth is flat while all this is going on.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
He also lost his kids 12 times to CPS.
He also doesn't believe in gravity.
And can you believe that 12 times isn't a record? Holy shit, right?
Ooh, and he designed the Black Hawk bomber.
Yeah, he totally did. And also, he's a, I don't know, Dragonborn.
Yeah, he's what the Punisher was based on. That's him. Sure. He's a vampire. 170 something% Cherokee right here.
No, that's crazy. He's 120%.
Oh shit.
His mom
right.
was 60. His dad was 60. Add them together, 120%.
I'm throwing money at
'Cause that's
Billy
how-
because it's been a while since he twerked. Twerk already.
Yes, twerk.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Dance monkey.
It's been a long time, Billy.
Yeah.
A long
So
time.
long.
It's gonna be another long more time until that happens.
Yeah, I don't think so. I have a feeling. Cockles of my heart.
Who asked? Oh, god damn it, Mel, fuck off.
Yeah, so that's why we say sorry that we introduced you to Von Hilton. So
sorry.
This is one of the better ones.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
one of the
remember,
better-
sorry is a trademark of Canada. So you have to say sorry, trademark Canada.
Sorry or sorry?
Von Helton also
Sorry.
believes
Yeah, I just say
cartoons
it.
are
Of course,
real.
I'm not Canadian. But you have to. It helps if you say it in the Canadian way.
Yeah, you gotta say sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, he also thinks we nuked Godzilla.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
thinks we
That's a
literally
new
nuked Godzilla.
Like
then-
made him deep throat the nuke.
Yeah,
That's
but
how
then
I
if you
heard.
press him too hard on it, he goes, "It could have been a giant shark. I'm not sure."
It could have been a giant shark.
We took out Sharknado instead, but maybe next time, guys.
By the way, if you knew anything about Godzilla, that just makes him stronger.
Yeah.
Right.
See the drone right there?
God damn it.
See the
Is that
drone right over the
targeted?
trees?
God.
See the drone right there?
It's
It's with us all the
Billy.
time, ain't it, buddy? Every time I'm 35 minutes from home, way down the opposite direction I was last night. Yeah, not a plane, not a planet, not a star, just a drone. No big deal, just a drone. No need to panic, just a drone. Just a drone that stalks my every move. But don't worry about that. It's just me. The YouTube fraud. Yeah, that's me. Notice how the drone is moving. See, it's not me moving. It's moving. You see how it's dancing around the end of that tree limb right there? Yeah, that's the drone in the sky moving, not me. So you tell me that Mars and Venus moves back?
Dude, your hand's it's like shaking really.
I think he really buys his
Yeah,
own
I got
bullshit.
atmospheric distortion there too.
He pulled a gun on
bad. Probably
someone.
the temperature is
true.
Just a drone. It's the drone.
gradient.
Sorry.
That could
looks like
just
the
be
moon
Frank's
day.
Tourette's.
Tourette.
You're not supposed to call that out.
It's amazing how much of people. If that's, I don't know. Do you know when this video was shot? Is there a
This
date?
was recent. Within the last 3 days, I'm pretty sure.
So I'm gonna guess now. He's the image is towards sunset, and so
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that object is Venus if it's a planet.
Yeah, but if he
It's
moves
not.
his crackhand hands around real quick, it doesn't look like a planet.
Did you hear him
Yeah,
say?
but that's, I mean, in the direction of where the sun sets, Venus is nearby. So that's my guess. I don't have the context. I'm just-
I don't think.
What bad did Landon do to deserve seeing Stinky?
He didn't, and we apologize.
Yeah.
I was brought onto this room, right? What can I say?
I think you know what? He has to deal with Pimpy, so I'm sure this isn't that bad. He has to deal with Pimpy, so this should not be that bad.
Yeah, I deal with other people, but as I say,
This is like with how light the sky is still. I don't think you'd even be able to see other planets and how bright
well,
that
it looks. I mean, it looks like again, it's given the tree that's near the horizon. I can see a gradient there suggesting that it's twilight. And given if it's shot several days ago, and let's assume it's towards the evening, then and as towards where the sun is set, then that's about where Venus would be, because it's only a few degrees above the horizon. I mean, Venus sets, and the sun sets in my case right over there, and Venus is just a little bit above it.
I'm just so used to it being this teeny tiny little fucking can barely see it in the sky. Maybe it's bigger depending on where you're at.
Well, I think part
It
of
depends on the temperature.
diffraction. This
How much slack can one guy have?
And given the temperatures, I mean, look at you can see the atmospheric distortion around the leaves of the bush or tree. It's no doubt that the light for that object.
I was thinking originally that it was the moon because as he was moving around, like it looked bigger. And it's just white, but then again, like most things will show up just white on a shitty enough camera.
I think it's funny that he actually thinks it's like right behind the branch of the tree.
Wait, have you guys thought it's just like a cabal of a shit ton of agencies from the U.S. government stalking a very poor man in whatever state he's in?
Again.
Again.
Hey Anna, that's what she said.
Yeah, I don't know what that's in reference to, but yeah.
There was a lot of like references to size. I assume it was one of those.
Okay. I'll take it.
Hi, there's another one.
Fucking Mel, I do that for free. I don't know why you're paying me.
Hey, Scientist Mel, how you doing?
Oh shit! All right.
I saw you when you were on Tim's show.
Okay, the better Mel is here.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, much love to the fans.
Why is it
don't.
doing that?
I want to be.
Fancy don't.
I want to be violated in my asshole. Sure.
Billy would eat canned cheese and saltines off Van Hilton's butt for $3.50. He needs an intervention.
He does.
For tree fitting.
Free fitting?
Why are you trying to pay me? I do that shit for free.
Billy,
Do it for free fitting?
Billy, we're all your friends here. Don't leave, but we do need to talk.
Damn Loch Ness monster begging
Goddamn
for
Loch
free
Ness monster.
Oh Lord, you were so angry.
Showed up to start talking
There's
about a
one
drone
with
up in the
free
sky, and I realized it wasn't a guy talking about a drone, it was the goddamn Loch Ness monster.
With them things. For reals, though.
Is he about to say science things?
Don't think so.
I'll be honest with you, Billy. I have no fucking idea, and I've watched it twice.
He looks like he's melting.
Why does Crazy look like he has a bee allergy and he's got stung?
How the lows his hand and everywhere, you know, straight up though as he don't stop.
Fucker looks like Kmart Shang Tsung.
He continue to push in every way.
That's what happens when you order fucking. Oh God.
Keep on doing it raw.
I don't want to be racist. Just somebody off a Wish.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Some things get past the racism. Wish.com.
7-8 years old, lost a dedication.
Good Lord, look at that fucking nail.
Every way. Couple years later, about 95, 96, Los.
What's up with the pointy fingers?
Doing his thing, bringing that
pretty good fingernails.
Strong, you know, just like Crazy looks himself. His fingernails can't stop. Won't stop
growing.
Pushing
Keep
his
an eye out to
butthole,
see if one of
making
them
him
is slightly
bleed.
longer.
Continuing on with them things.
Check
Given
to see if
that
this
length,
one's
they might
longer.
have had fingernails chipped. They look like they're natural, not they're like extensions.
Definitely, yeah. Especially with that hump in them.
Scary.
Those are his nails. But yeah, just check to see if this one's longer, because that might explain some things.
Oh, the Carrie Fisher nail?
Yeah. He needed 10 Coke nails.
So if somebody else wants to donate Creepity, I will tell you a little inside thing about why South Park has that 350 amount, where that came from.
Oh, that
but
was
someone has to donate 350 in order to for me to
Somebody
tell you
donate another tree fitty so we can get some South Park trivia.
We need about tree fit.
Need about tree fitty.
$50 actually.
Fucking Billy just raising it up.
The guy who normally says don't give us money.
Yeah, right.
Don't give us money though.
With them things. In
With them things.
way, as they was afraid, they were so lame. With them things, how they was, you know, straight up though, how the looks was with them things.
I'm so confused.
Way. as fuck boys.
Is he slowed down, or this is
No,
him
this
as
is
a
him.
bee sting?
This is him. This is just him.
He's actually attempting to tell a story here,
Streamfitty.
and
Is
I've
this-
been told that there is a story to follow
Is
if
this
you
a
can
symptom
follow
of
him.
anaphylaxis?
Where the fuck is Jello when you need him?
I have to
Here we go.
DoorDash everything to feed
Thank
my
you.
Okay.
There's Tree.
All right. Well, here's the
Tree
here's the
Fitty.
thing of why
Well,
it
folks,
was about
can you say
the,
for homeless?
the South Park meme.
I wanna know.
Is the locksmith comes up and begs for $3.50. Well, around the studios where the writers are was this dude, this beggar, who would come up and ask for $3.50. And he would say it that way. He had this sort of that kind of Cajun accent, and that's where that idea came from. And someone asked him, well, why do you ask for $3.50? And his explanation is most people don't have that in change. They have to open their wallet and fish out and find coins and find the dollar bills. At which point I can see they have more money and I can beg for more money. So his ploy for $3.50, which is someone will say, I'll go out and get the quarters and sort of hand it to, was then to see they've got more money than to ask for more money. So again, this
And
guy.
this is why you always put your singles facing toward the area that the billfold opens, so that people think you have less.
Also, I really hope Rev was listening to that, because he's gonna need to know advice like this pretty soon.
Oh, here you go.
That's the thing. This guy that goes around and near the South Park Writers Studio, asking for about $3.50.
He's a legend now.
About $3.50.
Yeah. There you go, guys.
I know, goddamn long.
As to why they did it for the Loch Ness Monster, that's
I think drugs are the answer to this query.
Well, you might very well see that.
How
I can possibly comment.
How old is that? How old was that sketch? Because it actually might have been when they were still like coked out of their
Oh
mind.
yeah, this was a while back. I think the timeline aligns. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is before Chef got mad at him about the Scientology thing, so that was a long time ago.
Right.
We going
Oh god, is someone scared of that fucking robot?
Yeah.
The robots.
Oh no.
Is that HBK?
Our very, very dark future.
Wow, yeah. Nah, both eyes
Real
are looking
simple
dead ahead.
question.
It's not him.
Is
Yeah,
this
have his face
what you
out
envision for your future and the future of your children?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Look, it's Billy.
Is that a rendition of
Let's get-
Ghost?
Okay,
What are you talking
I'm
about?
I'm
See,
not
that's-
complaining about this comparison. Fuck you.
I'm trying to figure out what this person reminds me of.
I don't know,
Kinda
but
like-
Billy popped a boner for him.
There's been worse comparisons to me. I'm fine with that.
This guy's
Keep piling on.
Is that? I mean, there is that remnants, but I think it's kind of cross between Steven Tyler and Billy.
Oh fuck!
I don't know.
Sounds
The
like
bottom half of his
sounds like
face
nightmare
is stretched horizontally enough.
I don't want to miss a thing.
Healthy hair, skin, teeth, and nails. You need the 5 types of collagen in your diet.
I don't want to hear anything about healthy hair, skin, and nails from somebody whose hair looks like that.
Hey.
You too. When's the last time you checked your ends?
I mean, his hair might be relatively clean. So
when I got my hair cut.
He's just
I
gonna
always
tell
have
everyone
them
about
take
his
my dead
divine
ends.
protein shake. I don't know why we went back to the fucking robot.
I hate dude bro lifter bullshitters. They're like, hey, these are the fucking 4 fucking trees you gotta bite to make sure that you're super strong. Like, what the fuck? I hate this.
You gotta drink the coconut milk and eat the protein. So much protein.
If you
Oh,
pour
so
hot sauce
much
on your
protein.
food, the capsaicin means it's half the calories.
Are you shitting anything but a solid brick? You're not eating enough protein.
Billy.
Telling me this is CGI'd, but whether this is CGI'd or not, I'm going to go ahead and play this. We've seen Boston
It is
Dynamics do
CGI.
scary robot
It's
garbage
not
before,
scary.
but look at this. Here, let me turn this.
Oh, he has that kind of
Oh,
t-shirt.
but this thing supposedly knocks on the door. Check this out. People are telling me this is CGI'd, but whether this is CGI'd or not, I'm going to go ahead and play this. We've seen Boston Dynamics kind of scary robot.
Why are you moving it? Stop moving it.
It says,
don't look directly at it.
COVID did 19. Gov did
Gov
19.
did 19, yeah.
Garbage before.
Goddamn dude bros.
Let me turn this off.
I can't say the first word that came to mind. I can't say it. We canceled.
What's up with the AR and AK?
Oh, he's one of them.
Yeah, he's a nutter.
Robots is scary.
Robots is scary. Get your guns. You know what?
Well,
it's not
I mean,
fair.
maybe he's doing like early Kyler who hates the robot race. And, Squidbillies.
Yeah.
Or maybe John Connor. Who knows?
You never know.
I've quoted Squidbillies at people and they believed I was doing it.
Oh, there's a
I
group
told-
that is.
I-
Yeah, we talked
I-
about
I told that fat
Drugs.
couple I was making a chicken with 4 wings.
I don't even remember that.
Didn't they have like barbecue sauce for amniotic fluid? Like they came out flavored.
I told them that was going to happen too.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, it's a great idea.
I love your business model.
It's not like putting a duck egg in blue dye, yo. It doesn't work like that.
I felt sad.
But this thing supposedly knocks on the door and then it gets a VAXX. It looks like it might be. I mean, it looks real to me, but it could
Looks
be
like that would hurt like
CGI'd.
a bitch.
That looks real to you.
If this is going to be our future, this is a future not only do I not want a part of, but I will fight to my dying day not to have this become a reality in our life. This is like Rise of the
wanna see him
Machines
fight
type
the robot.
stuff here.
Yeah.
Anybody who applauds, whether this is CGI or not, if somebody applauds this concept of some drone or some robot coming to your door to deliver you some
It's
pharmaceutical
way safer.
chemical
If we have
into your blood.
like a fucking goddamn like plague going around, having a robot that can't get it and give everyone the vaccine without putting people in harm's way to give everyone the vaccine, where's the harm?
Actually, it hasn't made it to Shanny's house yet, so it hasn't injected the harm yet, Billy. Just you wait though. It's coming.
I love that name caught on.
Right?
Like Bloodstream, it's not a world I want to be applauding or supporting. Quite the contrary. Just in case you missed the hypocrisy, there is one thing for the cameras and then not for the cameras. Although when you say not for the cameras, there are cameras all around here, guys. There is a bank of photographers and reporters that followed Macron
Who is that with their arm around? Like, what was the person?
That's Macron, Emmanuel Macron with
French.
With
Macron.
Biden.
So in a country where he's probably vaccinated and has been for a while.
But both those two guys are vaccinated, and if you notice, Biden's not in the two pictures above that either. And that's Macron and
Boris.
Yeah,
that's Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think there's a
Johnson.
reason they're probably not super buddy. They probably hate each other.
It has to do with Brexit and so forth. But on the other hand, it's also it's politicians, so
Their politics
they
are
always
also,
have to deal with each other.
so they're probably not like buddies, but like
Yeah, Macron's probably way closer to Biden than they would be to Boris Johnson.
B. Johnson and the idiot from Canada and the idiot from the United States.
Trudeau,
They followed
Prime
him. These
Minister.
people know.
he's only kind
They
of
know
an
the
idiot.
cameras are on him. It's like the
He's
cops
still
that have the
smarter
body
than this
cams
guy.
that continue to
Yeah,
do the
true.
crimes anyway. It's like they don't care. They know the cameras are there. They don't care. They don't
Low
care
bars
if you
and
see
such,
their
Billy.
hypocrisy. This is part of the trauma-based mind control, guys. It's like wait a second. And specifically, Trudeau. Trudeau he walks that big planked area by the beach, and then right before he gets up to Boris Johnson, he puts his mask on for all of 5, 6, 7 seconds, and then takes it right off in the presence of the very people he put the mask on for. It's
Are they
like
6 feet apart?
Stop using logic.
All right. So is the important politician and all the people that are around them vaccinated?
They probably are. They were probably one of the first people vaccinated by their governments.
Yeah. People aren't. I mean, I know I constantly use the word nonsense, but that's truly what it is. It's just utter nonsense. And when I say trauma-based mind
Constantly
control, I'm
use the
talking
word
about those
nonsense
psychological.
because you haven't picked up a thesaurus ever.
He doesn't believe in dinosaurs.
Who's on Google these days?
In here where they're actually showing you to follow the guidelines and then showing you in the next heartbeat not to follow the guidelines. And then people are like, they're caught off balance. They're like, what's going on here? I can't figure this out. We still need government in our lives. You know, if we didn't have
subscribe
government,
to
we'd
this
have
channel. That's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that'll work.
Subscribe to Geek Room.
Or don't do that either.
I mean, hey, it's a choose your fate type book here, but don't hold the page once you subscribe. Don't be a bitch and unsubscribe. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Or if you do unsubscribe, make sure you say it on Twitter.
Me to the Geek Room, and I just noticed. I know a couple of days ago. I guess they didn't want me to subscribe to you guys.
Bad thing is, like, you're a channel member too, and they still unsubscribed you. Like, what the hell? Like,
The algorithm still does that.
He's clearly not interested.
But yes, subscribe to the Geek Room. And if you want to subscribe to the Geek Room and you're relatively new, I shall reiterate, which I do every so often, we have never claimed to be good people.
Yeah.
Onlyfans.com.
Anarchy, we just can't have that. So it's not even about for the cameras and not for the cameras. This is both for the cameras, and they don't care. They do not care. They don't care if you see their hypocrisy.
Do for some reason.
They know that you're gonna vote for the next psychopath anyway. That's how far gone they think you are. That's how far gone they think I am. I like this meme right here. Pretty much says it all.
I'm sure
and you know, I'm
do.
still waiting for that $1 million raffle for people who actually take care of themselves. You never see, there's no rewards from government for actually doing the right thing. It's all about doing the wrong thing. Go.
What?
Chicken?
What are you?
Why
What?
chicken?
Chicken?
Well, it
Donut?
might be okay. So different
Why
states
donuts?
have had different initiatives.
Oh, yeah. I haven't heard of a chicken one though.
I
it's
haven't
interesting
either,
the number
but I
of
don't
ways
know.
that donut is spelled. I think that's the is that the
That's-
preferred spelling?
That's
Or
the
there's
that's the
other-
dictionary one, as opposed to the American English shortened version.
DONUT.
Why can't I live in a state where they're giving weed out for people to get vaccinated?
Yeah, to be fair, all those things are awesome on that list. I've never tried weed, but
You-
it seems awesome.
You'd have to be in a state in which weed is legal, which it will be very soon here in Connecticut.
Yeah, maybe in North Carolina it will be soon.
No.
Possession entirely decriminalized on July the 1st. We won, guys.
Fuck.
All right. I want to see what he thought.
Go make sure you get your Krispy Kreme donut by Jab Holdings. Go make sure you get your burger and fries. Oh, there's a burger element to this, Bill de Blasio. So there's a burger element. This is absolutely good. Go get your beer from Budweiser and Samuel Adams.
Oh, okay, that's what he's talking about. Okay, you know, there's some private companies that are like, hey, can you fucking idiots get this vaccine? We'll give you a free burger if you do.
Yeah.
And they found that in some places that works, giving people a free donut or free beer or
Yeah, I know here in Connecticut, like towns locally we're doing that, like depending on like what the local favorite restaurant was, they were giving away shit from those places and stuff like that. Which I, support local business and also get your fucking COVID shot, which,
Yeah, you get two free things. You get the free shot and you get the free fucking food.
See, Rev, you
Why are
don't have to
crying?
go hungry.
Exactly.
And this dude seems like he'd be the last person to be complaining about free guns being given away. I see guns on the list here.
Yeah, right?
What are you upset about?
It's like
They gave me
Veterans
a-
Day for me.
They gave me a handgun, like I would have been out like a sign spinner on the road for the fucking vaccine. Like, let's do it.
I was about to say, they give you a handgun and you're over there spinning it? What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm doing tricks first day. No training.
They also gave me a get out of jail free card.
Where's Doc
I mean, it came
Holliday
out
when
of
you need him?
But as Andy in the chat said, and sin is work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do, especially when you're dealing with stupid fuck off Americans.
All that garbage. What was it? Who declared yesterday? Was it Gavin Newsom said that Taco Bell is now getting in the act and reward?
Oh shit, man! If I knew, like, I'd definitely.
I can get free Taco Bell.
I have my
Alright,
card
Rev.
in my purse. Can I just show up?
It's like, can I just cash in on the free tacos now?
Dude, I'm gonna start cashing in all these fucking places. It's literally gonna be like Veterans Day for me, man. I'm not even joking anymore.
I'm told in places that they're I think it's one of the donut shops will give you a free donut if you show that you've been vaccinated.
Yeah, I think it's
right?
Krispy Kreme.
One free donut a day.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the assumption is you go in there for more than just a free donut. You get something else along with it. But you show them your vaccine card and they'll add a free donut to your order.
Just go in. It's like, not just want a donut. And just next day going, nope, just a donut.
One day.
Do I get two donuts since I've been stabbed twice?
Closest Krispy Kreme is in Augustville. I'm not driving all the way to the casino for that. It's like a 2-hour drive.
Dude, when a Krispy Kreme has that hot light on, oof.
Yeah.
That's a
Warning
good time.
people, hey, get a
Really
free
turns my
taco or
hot light
a
on.
free taco meal at Taco Bell if you bow down at the altar of Jabbo. No rewards given to
Jabbo?
Dude, you're not anywhere in the known universe of comedy right now. You just stop. Just quit it.
Yeah. There's usually like a setup and a punchline that was just
Jabbo. Oh.
It was just
Oh.
word vomit.
Yeah. All right, fuck this. I'm gonna try this one.
Oh no. Every time a transphobe gets big mad over shit like this, it adds another hour to my life.
Please
so let's
don't be
go.
Lord of Patriarchy. Please don't be Lord of Patriarchy.
No, it's not him.
Please
Oh,
don't.
who is it?
Oh, thank God.
Is this guy?
Dark Slayer. Okay, I already hate him.
You go ahead and play it. I'm gonna go get more meat. I'll catch up.
Wait,
I'm in China Mart, right?
Is that all those cereals in that same box, or is that just Fruit Loops?
Looks like Fruit Loops.
Okay,
I'm
'cause
not
if it was
sure.
all those cereals with all those little cartoon people in the same bowl, I might agree with this guy, but because that would
like
be
suicide cereal.
terrifying.
Yeah.
What?
But in college, we had lots of cereal things, and I like to sort of mix and match, right? My stuff.
I do
And
that too.
instead of adding sugar, you could take one of the sugary things like Fruit Loops and sprinkle on top for your stuff. So yeah, doing cereal combinations was a nice thing to do.
Yeah, you're just not allowed to vote anymore.
No.
But anyway, I had something called suicide cereal, which is you take one of everything and build this.
Oh no,
this
it's
bowl
like
of
the soda
everything.
thing.
Yeah, I did it with
Oh,
a soda,
yeah.
and then I always have stomach problems.
Diabetes.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is how far down the shitter our nation has become. This is a cereal made for children, and it's all sodomy flags all over it and gay pride all over it. And it even has
sodomy flags.
Oh shit!
You're getting triggered by
Sodomy flag.
cereal.
I missed those.
Sodomy flag.
You're not
yeah,
even
I
in.
missed-
You're not even in the right aisle. Like, why are there Cheez-Its next to sodomy flags?
This motherfucker
Those are the sodomy Cheez-Its.
got
They're
so
all
triggered
weird.
by it, he grabs it and goes to a different aisle just to make a video.
Walks all the way into another aisle.
Somebody was on that aisle. He didn't want to look like a wacko, you know.
Yeah, somebody's just really not into anal. It's fine. You can just not be into anal.
Right? Let everyone who
my
wants to have it
pronouns
have
are
it.
for children to talk about their sexual preferences.
That's not the sexual preferences. That is your pronouns. That is not the same thing.
Also, that's cereal.
It's also cereal.
So
Which is
I
made
think-
by Kellogg, who was very much against anything sexual whatsoever, all the way
Yes.
down to
Yeah.
advocating
Read
for
about
shoving
Kellogg.
cookies
He was
in dicks.
one weird dude. Kellogg was one really strange dude, and
Want your
that
kids to
whole
stop
Seventh-day
masturbating?
Adventist stuff.
Cut off part of their dick.
Billy,
Oh,
what the fuck?
And Vosh made that to make it more inclusive to everyone.
I mean, good on them for including intersex people, I guess.
Oh no, Voss is insane.
And also Among Us. And the Irish. What?
It was a funny stream.
Shout out to Kellogg for pretending like they give a fuck for a month.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
He does know like more than just kids eat that stuff too.
Yeah, stoners do too.
Yeah.
Very true.
What is wrong, honestly? What is the problem with talking about gender and sexuality with children who are old enough to talk about it? What is the problem?
It's icky.
I've found a lot of parents won't speak to their kids about generally fucking anything. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be like the prevailing model of parenting I've seen from people. They're very uncomfortable with talking to their kids about most anything.
I hate the gay Cheerios boxes. All those round holes to tempt the rightaeus.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing with Fruit Loops. That's for the gays in their holes.
And granola?
Granola's for
Long-haired,
asexuals.
hippie soy boy types.
No, that's grape nuts. Grape nuts are for asexuals.
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I lucked out that my mom put the beer down long enough to explain to me this shit was fine.
Right.
So Animal Bird, the person that I think flew over, certainly near the South Pole, would have been the third person to have crossed the South Pole. Although it's not, and he did a reasonable job of trying to fly over it, but of course, it isn't as good as actually being there on the ground where you can put your finger right on the spot. And so I usually, when I go to the South Pole, part of my job is to locate the South Pole within 1 centimeter. It's about the size of a sugar cube, and then be able to take my thumb, place the glove on it, and there and say it's right there. So, whereas you're flying, you just go through it. So, and that's much better than the North Pole, where you're on the sea and there's sort of a current, so you can never really stay at the North Pole because the sea ice or the water is constantly moving you along.
Oh, did Santa hide underneath the water?
Yes.
Oh, he's South
Yeah,
Pole.
believe it or not, Santa Claus is actually an Atlantean, and they live underneath the water. You didn't know that Atlantis is actually where the North Pole's at.
But I took a Santa Claus thing down to the South Pole, put him upside down so he's oriented correctly, and
you see penguins.
The penguins are on the edge of the penguins are an aquatic bird, so they only live
They're out
on the edge of Antarctica or like the edge of Australia or South America or.
It's the only reason why I want to go to Antarctica is to see the penguins.
But generally, it's the better place I would say was go down to like Straits of Magellan to see the Magellan penguins, or go to places like Kangaroo Island to see those penguins, or New Zealand. The
warm weather
penguins
penguins
are much
are
more
very
accessible because they're up, in the south part. But anyway, yeah. So Admiral Byrd is an interesting character.
Before we get into this one, I do want to see if we can all get hearts in the chats for Sydney and for what they're going through right now. So if we can get hearts in the chats, that'd be good, guys. So
I don't know what they're going through.
I didn't know. I know she put it in the chat, but I didn't want to read it out loud.
I got you. You don't want to blow up their
Sure.
spot.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, hope a positive resolution comes of that. Whatever it is.
Oh, okay. I'm going
Aw, it's somebody with a fair use notice.
Oh, very nice.
Someone asked me how can a hollow Earth and a flat Earth model.
Hello there. So I had this dude on
Already
Instagram ask me, how can a hollow Earth and flat Earth fit together? And I was like, well, easily,
You know,
really.
at least they figured out how to screen share.
Think of the hollow Earth more like Swiss cheese caverns, wrapped in caverns. Some of the deep underground military bases, or all of them.
Wait. Shani went after you about that? Oh, okay. Sorry. I was reading a chat.
That they've built in the Americas,
seems to be a
they're not
pattern.
really that deep. They're only like 10 miles down tops. Humans can't dig that deep. Natural caverns are a different story. There's a lot of conjecture also to state that Admiral Byrd, who was the guy who supposedly found the Hollow Earth quote-unquote entrance, and yeah, I know it's a bad name, but it might actually be a portal at the North Pole. Not a physicality, not a physical place leading into Tartarus or Sheol or to a...
Is that where King Kong lives?
No, so having been to the North Pole 3 times, I can tell you there's no portal. There's no hole there. There's ocean and sea ice. And it's not as good as the South Pole. South Pole, you can stay there and
Oh, that's what the portal
Yeah,
is.
we already went through. We already
Yeah,
went
you
through this.
just
There's nothing
overlooked
there.
the portal.
No, you gotta
big-
go. You gotta go down where Atlantis is.
Did they pull a smoking peanut where you're like, hey, is that a portal? Like, look over there, a squirrel, and you're like,
a giant primordial dumb deep underground military base, but an actual portal to somewhere else. To it I continue.
wait, so the U.S. military's doing this?
Of course.
But
I know a lot of military members. They're dumb as shit.
But the Russians
Like,
are also up there at the North Pole. They presumably put a Russian flag on the seafloor near the North Pole, but other people have visited that spot and may have done things, may have added things to that flag, allegedly.
And also summoned a portal.
Yes. As you do.
Yes.
as one does, yeah.
It sure explains why no one is allowed to fly over the North Pole, that area. No one is allowed to also go to the Antarctic ice wall.
I've flown over the North Pole. I've been on the sea, and I've been under the sea in a sub at the North Pole.
Ooh. Oh, what am I doing?
Shit.
All without special clearance, or you'll be shot down. And the tours you can take all center around one little ice shelf. You control the outer rim, you control the magnetic center, and you control the secret. It's the only military treaty that's
center
lasted.
is not at the North Pole. The magnetic pole is off to the side, just like the magnetic South Pole is actually off the coast of Antarctica. The magnetic North Pole has actually gone off the coast of Canada and is now in international waters heading towards Siberia.
Dude, Landon's just poking holes in all your fucking theories.
That's because it's hollow.
Just say, having been there, I have to tell you, the North Magnetic Pole is not where the North Pole is, and you can fly over it, you can fly on it, and it can go, underneath the ocean there at the North Pole. It's not as exciting as the South Pole because of the current and so forth. You can't really. It's hard to stay there at that spot. You kind of drift through it. So if you're watching a GPS, you say, "Yeah, went through the North Pole. It was back over there." Whereas in the South Pole, you can get to the point where you can actually find it, and usually the resolution's within about a centimeter, about the size of a sugar cube. You can say that the South Pole is right in that spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bitch.
I like sugar
Every
cubes.
time I go to the South Pole,
Suck that.
I conduct an experiment, and my experiment is, can I fall off the Earth? And so when I'm at the South Pole, I do my darndest to try to jump and see if I fall off the Earth. Every time I come back, right?
Yeah, isn't
But-
there a whole thing
experiment.
about us being teeny tiny in comparison to the big mass of the Earth and like jumping's not?
But it's a worthwhile
Pish posh.
So being a frequent visitor, And if I go this next time, I guess I got my. If you go there, I'm told if you go there 10 times, you get a free coffee. So
they got Starbucks down there.
Not a gun though.
You know what? I would not be surprised if there was a Starbucks.
Oh, what's the Second Amendment laws in Antarctica?
They don't have one. It's international.
There's not a lot to shoot.
Wait, so we can have our personal nukes?
There's actually no laws down in Antarctica, international territory, but the way that the countries that abide by the Antarctic Treaty say that their citizens abide by national laws, right? But there's no one down there to enforce it. So what happens on Antarctica stays on Antarctica, and I can tell you that.
Dibs on going with Frank.
There's also there to enjoy. There's hydroponic stuff. The Dutch bring down
Antarctic weed.
Really good. Yes. So there's in fact a strain that they've developed that came from Maui, and it's been hybridized since the 1960s, and it's apparently good. I'm not a weed connoisseur. For such, and they do vodka. There's also people that bring down stuff. For example, the Dutch. We usually often we've had where we land and we'll build an igloo. The first of the igloos, if we're forced to stay there over winter, the igloo will be the entrance to the ice cave. But in the meantime, there are people, for example, that want to build for example, the Dutch that bring down really good beer. Because beer is a really good calorie thing that doesn't readily freeze. They bring down really good beer, but they want to build a coffee house. If you've ever been to Amsterdam, and you know what they do in a coffee house. And so that igloo becomes their little coffee house where they have all kinds of Amsterdam-style coffee house stuff. But again, it's all legal because there's nothing illegal in Antarctica. It's whatever. It's usually the business is it's nice to be nice and don't be a jerk. That's kind of
don't let Frank know that.
But it's still totally good.
Anyway, so this I'm not sure what this base is or being shot down. I've
Hollow Earth. That's a new one for me. Hollow Earth.
Hollow and flat simultaneously.
Hollow and flat. How?
Fucking portals, bruh.
Something tells me you can't have both.
One's 2-dimensional, one's the 3-dimensional. I don't stop it.
King Kong! I'd go through the portal and end up in G-Man's van without a mask. I'd really fuck.
It's like Antarctica, except more UTS.
This video started off talking about it's a Swiss cheese model, like a block of Swiss cheese that you're on the
I see something about
the
it.
surface with holes in it.
Yep.
I see something about Swiss cheese cavern, something or other in the comments down there.
Think of it more like Swiss cheese caverns wrapped in caverns. Some of the deep underground military bases they built exist a lot in America, but they're not that deep.
Neither is this guy.
He's pretty dense, though.
50 plus years. Come on, think about it. The Antarctic Treaty and the North Pole being seemingly included in that, no one's allowed to go over magnetic center. No one is allowed to go there.
Well, a couple of problems. The Antarctic Treaty refers to 60 degrees south to the South Pole. There's no Antarctic Treaty does not cover the North Pole. That's the other side of the Earth, and actually is contested area between the United States, Canada, Denmark, Norway, Russia, I think are the ones that are sort of vying for that Arctic area. But the Antarctic Treaty is a group of countries that agree to cooperate and to set aside any territorial claims, because there's a number of countries that have claims in Antarctica, but if you belong to the Antarctic Treaty, you say, we will set our claim into abeyance. We won't enforce our claim, and instead we'll try to protect. And so 6 degrees south to the South Pole is sort of designated kind of like an international park, right? And it's essentially, and in fact, the Antarctic Treaty talks about the fact that setting aside from 6 degrees south to the South Pole as being for the scientific and cultural enrichment of the planet. And so
That's the but the Antarctic tree doesn't have anything to do with the North Pole. It's the other side of the Earth. So sorry.
About your luck, hater.
Really? With my bad typing aside on that one. And then I follow up by saying, I come from a high military generational family. My grandpa was involved in Operation Paperclip. That's what started this all. To stop there, Wernher von Braun, who was the first boss of NASA, would often say publicly to Dr. Carol Rosen and guys like my grandpa alike, the last card they play is the fake alien Your invasion, grandpa and the is very first card is disappointed in you. faking space. So people need to wake up to this
My grandpa was part
stuff.
of Operation Paperclip, and my dad works at Nintendo, so
Right.
checkmate.
Canadian girlfriends and such.
Yeah, if you attack that one boss on Pokemon, the original game, you can get Mewtwo.
Yeah, you just gotta use
Pull
strength
that
on
truck back. Yeah.
the trunk, yeah.
Stuff. So my grandpa was out of that OSS World War II MK Ultra era. He had what people today call Q level clearance. A 33rd level Freemason scumbag. Luciferian scumbag. It's why I'm a Christian, if anyone wants to know.
And the other shoe drops.
Oh, Freemasons. I do have
It's
something
the
on that.
Freemasons and their Luciferian rituals. You know what? I'll give it to them for saying Luciferian instead of satanic.
The Labak is back in business, baby.
The Labak is back.
Fuck.
How's it always
Oh,
come
that's
back to
somebody we
Labak?
haven't checked in on in a while.
I am subscribed to his one channel now. He's almost been completely knocked off the platform. He had like 3 or 4. But I'm just waiting for a good moment. He's gonna say something extra stupid one day, and I'm gonna be there for it.
I'm surprised he had nothing for the homo cereal.
No, I saw nothing from him about that.
Yeah.
I guess because it wasn't upside down, you know. So it's cool.
You know, yeah.
Ooh.
This is a real thing about upside down shit.
I'm gonna go to every fucking goddamn grocery store in Jersey and start flipping some boxes.
This is a part of their
It's gonna be a
commercial here.
Out kind of broke me a little bit. So basically, the whole faking outer space, faking the Big Bang, it's all to get us to break the
Faking
first
the Big Bang?
commandment,
How
worshiping.
does one fake the Big Bang?
Or
How does-
space.
How does one fake the Big Bang? That's it.
I mean, we're
That's
just starting to understand how that shit worked. Like, how do you fake?
So there
What?
was nothing. There was nothing, but there were people there to fake it. Gotcha.
Sure.
That'd be a pretty good trick.
That'd be pretty good.
Ta-da! Another creation story and getting billions of people to do it and choose to do it, really. Choose an illusion over God's creation. Also, because they need
there
to
it
fake an alien.
There it is.
Ah, okay.
Alien invasion. and that's what they're
I guess he's going to say that Satan caused the microwave background to appear to confuse people.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
They put the
Yeah.
dinosaur bones there. It were the demons.
Fossils.
Mine is. That's in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinion what's coming. For the Antichrist system to work, they got to make it seem like Jesus was an alien. That's how they're going to fool everybody because for...
Well, he did ascend
No,
into the
no, no,
sky,
no.
did he not? I mean,
That's
let's be real
Scientology.
here. Phoned home.
Yeah.
100 years now, they've been priming everybody with bad TV and bad movies and crummy introductions and adverts and shows like The Big Bang Theory.
Shut the fuck up. You're on BitChute.
This guy just doesn't like the Big Bang Theory.
I don't think he knows what that show's about, honestly.
You know what? I don't like that show either, but it had
So I
nothing
wasn't
to
really a
actually
fan of
do
it
with the Big Bang
myself.
Theory.
I
don't
liked it
think
for
anyone
about
really
one.
was.
I liked it for one season. Then it was like, eh.
The problem, of course, is with Big Bang Theory is that if you do any kind of a search engine search on Big Bang Theory, you get lots of things that aren't
Yeah.
related to it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
The only things that I liked about the Big Bang Theory was the Roseanne cast members being a part of it, the two. The problem I had with it was that it kind of appealed to like the lowest common stupid denominator of nerd culture. and that they really just kind of played up stereotypes of nerd culture instead of actually getting into it.
Again.
750
It got
pound
old
leg
after
press
once.
Billy. Beat that coward.
Got
Not
it,
the
Billy.
real Von Helton.
Oh no!
Oh look, you
God.
made
Oh,
him
shit.
leave.
Yeah.
Oh, you pulled Billy's bitch card, and he knew what was up. Yeah. Fuck,
This time you
ran
don't
Billy right off.
have as
Damn.
much of my hits as the guest.
Making you laugh while thinking you're learning about science. So here we are. What are we going to do with this truth? I mean, there's lots of proofs for geocentrism. The first thing I notice with people who can't look at it is they'll say something like, well, what about this or that or the other thing? It's like, no. If you can't look at the initial proof and you got to distract the topic and change the topic, that's diffusion of responsibility. That's negative transference. And that's not getting the job done. Like Admiral Byrd, this guy.
I see mention of the Rockefellers down there.
Oh.
Usually that's just an anti-Semitic dog whistle, but we'll see where it goes.
Who the fuck is this? Isn't the real Vaughn? Who the fuck is this? Vaughn doesn't have money to give people. Who is this?
Yeah, true.
It's a good troll if nothing else.
Right?
Even Trash said it can't be the real Von Helton. He's $2 too poor.
He went
The
down.
Antarctic Lodge number 777. Let's see if there's.
Somehow I feel like that's kind of bullshit, but a lot of people were Freemasons a long time ago. Like, that's nothing. I never understood the whole, like, Freemason satanic ritual thing. Like, I always thought they were just a bunch of old dudes that, like, joined essentially, like, a weird version of the Elks Lodge.
Yeah, are you not petrified by that? That's so scary.
I knew a Freemason. I worked with one when I worked at fucking Burger King. He was just a dude. Like, we have
what he wanted you to believe.
right down the road from where I'm at, we have a convalescent home, which is called Masonic because it's owned by the fucking Freemasons here in my town. And it's like the best convalescent home we have. 'Cause they have all that money. But like, other than that, like, what the fuck do they even do?
Hey.
Huzzah!
See, look.
Oh, you grew a backbone, huh?
Yeah.
Not scared of Vaughn
I
anymore?
I actually heard the question, and yeah, only pussies measure their fucking strength in leg press. Not a single person on the planet does that besides idiots.
And
Yeah,
well,
leg press
actually,
is not impressive.
you bring up idiots. Idiots are the ones that look and see that that's the max weight and think that they just pushed it and nothing's actually on it.
Well, that's not what he did, actually, is it?
That's what I've been hearing.
Landon's still trying to figure out whether or not Lodge 777 fucking existed.
There's lots of people that refer to this sort of thing. But anyway, yeah, it's a sort of a who knows.
Wait, Vaughn, isn't your claim to fame that you have bum legs and you would, if you had good legs, you would fucking be working?
Dude, you should encourage him to do the 750 leg press. The sooner he does that, the sooner you can have one of
I
those
want to
legs.
see. I want to see how much he can.
I don't want it mangled.
It's gonna snap off clean.
I bet I can deadlift more than he can.
Like one of Shanny's teeth.
I said clean.
Well, so what does this person say about the Antarctic Treaty? I wonder what that.
Something
They supposedly found 3 more pyramids, and he built or set up the building of a Greek Orthodox church and a Freemason lodge. You know, not to mention the Antarctic Treaty. No one's allowed to go there. Just can't go there because, you know, reasons.
I go there often.
Vaughn's saggy milkers has Billy's knees weak.
Jesus.
I go to Antarctica frequently, so I don't know what
How
this
many
thing
times
is.
have you been so far?
Yeah, people can go.
9?
Yeah, that's a substantial amount of time to go to
He said he does
fucking
not go
Antarctica.
there. He said no.
He tried. They wouldn't.
9 is in the English number 9, not German.
Yeah, 9. German for no.
8 plus 1.
There you go.
And if you do go there, you'll be shot down.
Go ahead.
So when you go to the Antarctic zone, there's that candy stripe pole with a nice silver ball, and that's placed where the South Pole was back when the Antarctic Treaty was formed, and there are flags around that ceremonial pole, and those are the flags that original countries that signed the Antarctic Treaty. Although they gave the Soviet Union a pass and allowed Russia to simply substitute their membership for what was the Soviet Union at the time. But it is an organization of countries that have agreed to cooperate rather than regarding Antarctica to try to preserve it for the scientific and cultural enrichment of the planet. And it's nothing mysterious. The countries that are there cooperate down in Antarctica, and they also choose not to press territorial claims. And so there's no. It's not that, for example, places like Australia and South Africa and the United States and so forth have territorial claims. They just decided to not push the issue. They also don't let, and so the countries that belong to it have agreed not to do things like mining and so forth and try to keep the place clean. And so they've done a pretty good job of preserving the interior of Antarctica and trying to minimize the amount of messes. For example, one of the things that Antarctic Treaty does, the members meet occasionally, they decided to ban dogs. So the dog sleds that used to be there, the last dog sleds are allowed were, I think, like the 64 or 65. I met one of the guys that was one of the last dog sledders in Antarctica. And part of the reason why they banned dogs was the mess the dogs would make. Poo and pee that everywhere just stays there, for eons. But the other thing is that mostly dogs that were used on there were portable food. So people who would do cross transantarctic things with dog sleds would eat the dogs as they used up food. And so it's really kind of a cruel thing for the dogs to be down there. And so they've decided, no dog sleds anymore. And so since '64, they decided to mush a different way, mechanical mushing.
No more doggies.
Hopefully no robots. Those are scary.
Yeah, no CGI robots, guys.
Well, actually, funny, there was an attempt by some folks to do one of the drones down near the South Pole, and they ran into a problem because if you use a GPS system, you know that when you turn it on, it sort of varies, right? So it's an approximate area, and your location kind of moves around. You have to have it run for a long time to integrate to find sort of the center of this cloud of points. The problem if you do a naive navigation near the South Pole is that you can start jumping around radically in your longitude. And so if you're near the South Pole and it's bouncing around, like you get an error of let's say 50 meters or so, you're bouncing all over longitudes, and then your drone basically when drone tries to go home and realizes it's on the other side of the Earth, from longitude wise, it then starts to do really wacky stuff. And so the way that they've had to do sort of drone-like things is that you rotate your coordinate system by 90 degrees, so you don't have that singularity at the pole. We had a similar thing. Apple's map on its iPhone would crash if it got nearer the South Pole. We tested and issued a bug report. They sent another engineer down with me a subsequent year to verify the fix. So Apple Maps work at the South Pole. Google Maps, by the way, and Android stuff, they cheat. Basically, the way that the Google Android at the time is if you get within a certain distance of the South Pole, they just give you a static map and say, we're not going to pretend to there. Well, Apple Maps, at least tried to handle the thing of being mapped.
So Google Maps is essentially, it just gives you like, you are here.
Yes, gives you a fun. But during that, so if you're within visual distance, like a kilometer of the South Pole, you just get a static map. Apple tries to do that, and so you can go out and find like the meridian and find the pole and get the point where the Apple map or where your iPhone will actually be the spot. But you have to do a couple of precautions. One of which is you need a hand warmer on the back of your iPhone so that it, or in a case so that it doesn't freeze. And you need to do something like string cheese because you don't want to take your finger and touch a screen that's that cold. So you use a bit of string cheese as a substitute for a finger if you want to poke at it. And then of course you can't really use that face recognition thing because you've got all that masked around you. So you just turn that off. But there's no. It's kind of a pointless to bring a phone out because there's no cell signal down Antarctica.
Yeah, but you can do Pokemon Go.
Just to be cool and to see what happens. And so why did I bring an iPhone down there? Well, they're a nice compass, right? They have a nice compass. So when you're on the South Pole, where all directions are north, the way you orient yourself is you look at the magnetic field. Because at that time, the magnetic field is about 137.5 degrees south. So the way to figure out which direction is the prime meridian, which direction is the initial date line, that sort of thing, is to look at the magnetic field because the south magnetic pole is off the coast of Antarctica, so that gives you a direction. And then once you know your longitude points, then you can figure out what time of day it is because the shadow that the sun casts, if you're there in the daytime, will basically tell you what time it is.
You got it, folks. All right. We are going to move on.
What do we have next, Frankie?
Cringe. Ooh. There we go.
YouTube, it's your boy King Cobra back at it with another
It's your boy King
video.
Cobra.
We got the new pepperoni cheese stuffed crust pizza from Little Caesars. We got some breadsticks, some of that
See that, Warren?
sauce to go with the sticks, and that 2-liter to do.
He's
Let's
fine.
do it.
Yeah, see, Warren, that could have been yours. But no.
Right. You had to be a little bitch.
Alright, YouTube. So, what the f is up? Let's go look at the goods. There we are. Yes. We're going to grab a slice of this. Before we do that, we're going to smear it with some garlic butter on top because that's how we pop in these parts. Oh, snap.
What the fuck, Cobes?
Yes.
Like,
That's
seriously,
what's
man.
up, YouTube.
You know better
If
than
you
this.
like the food reviews, hit the like
This
button.
is what's up, YouTube.
No. No. Oh, he's
That's what's
drinking butter garlic.
That's what's up, YouTube.
Oh, he's pouring both of these on. Okay.
I mean, it does make it taste
Smearing
better.
that garlic butter on there.
You dip your crust
Oh,
in it like an
yes.
adult.
It's gonna
Right.
be
That's just the bone in which you hold the pizza. You don't need.
Now we've already done a review of their crazy bread. It's
So it's
crazy
stuffed
good.
crust like marrow?
No, you can't say just crazy bread. You gotta put a lilt in it. It's crazy bread.
Oh snap!
The Reaper said, I'm done. He's like, good night, everyone.
Now shake it up so you get an even
That's what's
spread.
up. We want to set that down real quick. Grab ourselves a cup for our
I
dew.
legit-
I
I thought
that, I would have fucking died.
I thought he was
I
going
wouldn't
to do
have
it. I was
blamed
like, oh my God, is he going to shake it up?
And pour ourselves a glass. There's fresh off the
Oh,
oven.
garlic juice?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Mountain Dew.
You know, 6 of one, half a dozen of another.
You know,
I'm still trying to figure out where this is going.
We're
It's
watching
not.
a very lonely man in a house eat pizza.
This is what happens
a
when you
review.
order review broth and fucking.
Is this like an analogy of flat Earth thing? Like that
Yeah.
Earth is a pizza?
No, there's nothing even close to remotely smart after this point.
Oh, there's science. He makes drink combos. They're real gross. I recommend not doing that. He also makes food. Also real gross.
He has
Still,
rockets
but
that defy
I'll
gravity.
have to give Cobes this. His food is still at least better than Shanny's.
Yes.
One of his eyeballs does what it wants. So explain that with your side.
You know what?
Oh, he
Having
fixed
known
that.
somebody who recently got like surgery to fix a lazy eye, I'm not gonna get on him on that. But like,
Well, his eyes need to get the job. He's actually slept with a woman who looks like a human, so that's cool.
she's actually attractive.
She is. It's weird.
How
you doing that? Maybe he's like a genuinely nice guy or something.
That voodoo doll's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got like a fucking pelvis like a jackhammer.
Oh, he makes wands.
Who knows?
Again,
Well,
we're
yeah, at
sorry,
least he
Landon,
has
for
skill.
chatting to these people.
And there's a waiting list to get a wand.
Yeah.
How much is he charging? For the
I don't
wands?
remember.
Probably too much.
Where do I find his wands?
Etsy.
Etsy. Ugh. All right, let me see if I can find them.
Now I like a little
Motherfucker just farts going through the goddamn door.
stuffed crust pizza, but they went and stuffed it with pepperoni. Oh, sniggly. Okay.
For some reason, that sounds racist.
Before you get a bite of that pizza,
I was thinking about
let's
pulling
pour
out a
ourselves some
little
of that
cancel.
green goodness.
Oh, that's one of those bullet freaking glasses that he's
Yeah.
using as an actual glass.
Grab a glass of Mountain Dew. Yo, this pizza smells dank, YouTube.
Let's beat him up.
You know, I seen a couple of food reviewers trying out this new pizza, and I was like, word, I gotta get up on that.
Because
So
that
we
is
got
indeed
Little
what's
Caesars.
YouTube.
That's what's up. Pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza. That's what's up. There's already garlic buttery love on the crust, and just adding more to it to make it extra unhealthy. All that grease underneath the crust.
Now it's
Let's
even
stop talking about
greasier.
it and start eating about it. Let's see. Let's grab ourselves a piece.
Cobes, be a man. Rip the fucking top off and
yeah,
finish
nice
it in
and
one
chill,
go.
You stupid cheesy. Come here, you. Get over here.
Yeah, just roll it up into a burrito.
At least he's eating pizza with his hands, right? Not in this fork and knife stuff.
He in going to search for his Etsy, because I have to actually go to his YouTube channel to search for his Etsy to see how much these cost. He's actually live currently.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, he's always live. The other day he passed out live while being drunk as shit.
A good thing he's doing that on YouTube, because you can't do that on Twitch.
So eating pizza with a fork and knife is not very civilized. You have to do it with your hands. That's the authentic way, in my opinion.
You also should eat your Snickers with a fork and knife.
That's how Billy does it.
That's how they do it at Wawa.
No, that's like. Do you guys not know the reference to that?
Dripping with cheese and buttery love.
Do you guys not remember that reference?
Nuh-uh.
Not offhand.
Landon knows. I guarantee Landon knows what I was referencing.
Was it Squid
That
Belly?
was Seinfeld.
Oh, never mind.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since I watched that. Like,
Same.
yeah.
He's got
Maybe a little
nothing.
too long.
He's got nothing listed on this fucking Etsy page.
Oh, that's sad. What are you doing, Cobes?
Yeah, Dark Matter
Let's
25,
see,
25.
he's
eats
chilling
pizza.
right now.
Giving up the dream?
He's just hanging out.
Eating pizza?
Oh, I can close the stream now. You guys are actually.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
He's talking about rocket power.
Yeah.
That show was pretty good.
It was not.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
Those are some rose-colored glasses, motherfucker.
You're also talking to someone who actually enjoyed Tusk, so.
You bet your sweet ass burgers.
I'm from an
Not that
area
bad.
where like rocket power is sort of set in, so I'm like it's.
Was it?
No, just like the beach town where everyone tried to do everything at the same time, but everyone sucked at everything. It was that type of that area.
Sounds like West Haven.
Look at that cheese pole, YouTube. Oh, damn, that stuffed crust we can trust is a must. At Little Caesars Pizza. Look at that.
So better
Damn, look,
rapping
got
with
some
Gina.
cheese pull on it, YouTube. Holy shit. Legit, YouTube. Pepperoni.
Pro
Stuffed
tip, if it
crust.
stretches that much, when you pull it, it will stretch that much going down your throat. Chew your food thoroughly, friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at all that
Fucking others.
slack and
I've had to
floppage
pull
on that
mozzarella
cheese.
out of my own throat. Recently.
Onlyfans.com, folks.
Oh fuck! All right, we got one
Why
more.
does Cobes always look like a video of like some sort of like chimpanzee or something? Like, what's going on?
I'm not doing another
So-
one, guys. I'm not.
Oh shit! Oh, that's actually right.
Okay, explain this with science.
Okay, is this going to be some sort of conservation of momentum thing, or
there's
what?
some
yes.
momentum involved.
Yeah, there's definitely.
So
Also some inbreeding.
So this this individual is going to launch himself through these things.
For the
There
juggler, like
there is some
cactus?
things to break his fall before hitting the ground, but as usual, not enough.
I'm seeing cactus and maybe what looks like rat traps here on top. So it's going to be fun.
That's what's up, YouTube.
Those are like
Woo woo.
Walmart garden center cacti, so like it's not gonna hurt that bad.
You're really bougie with your cactus, apparently.
I am a cactus connoisseur, friendo.
A cactusaur.
Jumping onto cactus and rat traps. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it.
Good shit. That was a good album.
I'm not a juggalo or a juggalette. Can I still enjoy this?
Yes,
I hope I like it.
it was good. Shit.
I think this is why my dad never let me have a trampoline.
Yeah.
Probably the reason why my parents didn't either.
Oh shit!
Now you're just selfish. It didn't hurt that bad.
Oh,
He has way more subscribers than us.
How many
Like a
subscribers
lot.
does he have? Because I did not peep that number.
Wasn't it like 200K or some shit?
And it's on
Oh, dude, like a rat trap is literally going off on his tit right now.
and the cactus are right in his armpit.
Yeah, it's,
Whatever.
I mean, enough
White
money
people.
on that.
Man, it takes a lot for this guy to come, doesn't it?
Yeah, he probably has to get hit with some heavy machinery. Probably needs a buzzsaw to get off at this point.
Ooh.
My hole.
That's all.
It's so cold.
That's all the videos I got for you today. Oh shit.
So we're ending it like that, huh?
Yeah, we're going to end it like that.
Wow.
All right, go out with a bang. I
think we suggested Landon to enough. Like he had to learn about Von Helton. So.
Yeah, I know the Von Helton version now. I've it can be.
I'm glad that you're not one of the terminally online.
That would be a fun talk, having Landon talk to Vaughn.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think that would be very productive.
It wouldn't be, but it would be hilarious.
Oh yes.
See somebody like just trying to like talk like actual science at a guy whose entire brain is filled with meth. Yeah.
He'll be calling you a frost by the time the thing's over with.
Yeah.
You'll try to ask him what that means, and he won't even be able to explain it.
My mom isn't related to the Frost. What's her maiden name?
Well, Frost, but still.
So.
Oh man. So yeah.
This was a show.
I'm happy about it.
I think Miss Parker's live talking about G-Man. I'm not exactly sure what G-Man is going on about. So if you guys want to head on over there.
Well, I know G-Man said that every one of us in the quote-unquote reaction community are jealous of him. So let that sink in.
Yeah, that was the last we heard.
Yeah.
So we're about 32 minutes away from the actual solstice. So happy solstice, everyone! For those in the northern hemisphere, enjoy the long day, short night. For those in the southern hemisphere, enjoy
So
the short day, long
tomorrow
night.
will be the day that we have the most sunlight.
Well, it depends on because there's a generally this is the notion of the solstice is when the sun is at its maximum height if you're in the summer, or maximum depth if you're in the winter solstice. So that's really what it means, is essentially that for example, the South Pole, the sun will reach the angle of Earth's tilt around 23.5 degrees. It'll be its maximum height above the horizon. And for like the South Pole, the day is 6 months long, right? The South Pole, it rose on the first day of spring, and noon, or the height of the sun, is at the solstice, and then the end of the day occurs on the first day of fall. So you get at South Pole, you get 1 6-month day followed by 1 6-month night, and North Pole obviously opposite. But for most places that have sort of a more sane latitude, the summer solstice is when the sun is at the highest angle, and winter solstice is when the sun's at the lowest angle.
Gotcha. Sweet.
So essentially, think of the Earth's axis is tilted either the maximum towards the sun or maximum away from the sun, depending on what side of the Earth you're on.
Depending on what coast Shanny's on.
It's round and it matters, right? Allegedly.
Yep. All right, so Bran, we're gonna let you go ahead and shell everything out, and we're gonna end it tonight.
Yeah, you guys know the deal by now. If you haven't already, like it, subscribe, turn on notifications if you're brave. And yeah, everything's linked down below as far as following us on social media, supporting the channel, as we have appreciated everyone doing. Speaking of, 1 week from today, next Sunday, that will be the next private show. So get in on the $5 level over at Patreon or channel memberships. $5 or above gets you into the private show. It's gonna be disgusting.
And Fit and Curvy's gonna join us.
Like I said, it's gonna be disgusting.
Sorry. All right, that's gonna be it for you for us today, guys. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the super chats, and we will see you guys later.